Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K. Hope you're having a great day. I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq, also known as the Black Yul Brenner. And thank you so much for that, Donovan. The purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with the emphasis on even because we're a great people, but we can always strive to do better. Like I said, Big Giant, thank you. Hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Also, to my wonderful moderators for all that you do in holding down the comment section. It is much appreciated. Thank you so much. Today, we're going to be continuing on with our conversation about the, big giant boycott, as I like to call it, that is going on in regards to the Asian-owned stores in light of what happened to Cyrus Cormac Belton in the verdict against Rick Chow. He was found not guilty for taking his life. And of course, I'll give you guys a recap about that in just a second. But we're going to be talking about the foot soldiers are going to Asian-owned businesses to inform Blacks about the boycott. So I'm going to show you a video of a sister who is out there, boots on the ground, doing the work. So in the meantime, Donovan, what say you?
Hey, welcome back. Glad to have you guys here. It is 3 o'clock. That means it's Demetra K time. And I want to tell you guys, we know you guys could be doing 101 things. In some areas, it is sweltering hot, like in my area. And you could be watching the World Cup. You could be watching New York tear down New York because the Knicks finally won a championship after 53 years or something like that. We appreciate you guys coming in and tuning in with us and co-hosting the show. But do us a favor. We have a scrolling banner at the bottom down there. And if you want to have these great conversations, continue to have them, the way that you could contribute is through Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, however you guys want to do it. Demetra K is a coffee connoisseur. And if you want to buy Demetra K a coffee, please feel free to do so. Demetra K, also, I loved your hair in one of your videos. It was like the straight up, almost kid and play style. I kind of enjoyed that. It was really, really good. So you guys could see Demetra K on the African Diaspora News channel, dropping knowledge in other videos. Also, do not forget to download the African Diaspora News channel app. You can get it on Google Play, Apple Store, and that way you see other great videos from Brother Phil Scott, Wongel, Demetra K, Vicky Dillard, and a whole host of other contributors that are talking about what's going on all around the diaspora. That's a good way to do it. We got a lot of graduates. My nephew graduated last week. Last one in the bunch. He's up and out. He is legally a grown man. Mentally, he's probably still kind of young, but again, he's there doing his thing. Very proud of him and very proud of him. One of the things that I have done for him is I have got him a year subscription to the African Diaspora News Channel app so that he can stay plugged into reality versus the BS that these kids like to watch and don't know what's going on, because he won't have uncle anymore to fill him in on what's going on as he's going to a college somewhere away from me. Thank goodness with that. So this is a very good topic, and I've been watching it very, very near and dear. And the reason I say that, you guys know I was raised in Asia. I have a lot of Asian friends. My best friend is Filipino, and in America we group Asians together. We know we do that, just like they group Black people together, and we know we're all different. We know all the Asians are different, and this is near and dear to me. And a lot of my Asian friends were like, why are they doing this? What is happening? Blah, blah. What are your thoughts? Because I'm a political person. And I've been mostly silent. Until we come to the show today. And I will give my honest opinion of what I think about this boycott it's really down to the sisters. The sisters are the one that are carrying the water on this one. Because again, outside of restaurants, Black men really don't go into Asian establishments much, much more so than that. So this is going to be a great conversation. Let's get into it.
Absolutely. And Donovan, you kind of glitched up a little bit there. That's why I was looking. But anyway, so yes, indeed, you guys, as Donovan was saying, I actually was looking for a picture to kind of show y'all that I have been true to this game. I'll find it for y'all in just a second, and I will put it up. About, back in the day, I called it a blackout, right? But nevertheless, as you guys may or may not know, there is a boycott going on in the country of black people. Some people say it's black American. Some people say it's all blacks. I don't know. You guys decide. But nevertheless, black folks here in America have decided that no more will we spend our money. And right now it's with the Asian-owned businesses due to the adverse relationship that they have with us. Of course, we know there's copious amounts of stories of us going into their stores, whether it's a nail salon, a beauty supply, whatever it is. And, we get brutalized, accused of stealing. And in a lot of cases, we end up having our children's lives taken from them, right? So, of course, y'all know at the top there's a lot. Latasha Harlins, who had her life taken from her by Suja Du in 1991 in South Central LA at Empire Liquor, where she was accused of stealing orange juice. Of course, it was proven that she wasn't stealing orange juice because the money that she was going to pay for the orange juice was still in her hand, and the orange juice was on the counter. If you see the video, the surveillance video that came from inside of Empire Liquor, you will see where soon put a bullet in the back of Latasha's head, and she dropped dead. No, I'm not trying to rhyme there. On the cold floor. Soon and her husband lied and tried to, say that Latasha was doing A, B, C, and D, was proven that she wasn't. Soon was found guilty of manslaughter, but she didn't do any jail time because the judge, Joyce Carlin, said, well, she's not a criminal. I don't think she's a criminal. So she let her go free. Then, of course, we know that recently, about 2 weeks ago at this point, Rick Chow, who took the life of Cyrus Carmack Belton in Columbia, South Carolina, at his gas station. He was found not guilty, and he was brought up on, I think it was murder one, if I'm not mistaken. Again, found not guilty. He pled self-defense, and the jury, I guess, in a sense, believed that it was self-defense. Now, of course, we know that young Cyrus is accused of taking water bottles, which on their own surveillance camera proved that that was not true at all. He was asked to empty his pockets as he left. He did, and for whatever reason, Rick and his son Andy chased Cyrus down the street 133 yards into a whole different neighborhood, and took his life while shooting him in the back. Again, they said that poor baby was so scared that he ran up out of his shoes and just dropped everything. So from that point, black folks have said, we have had enough. Now, it's not the first time that we have called for a boycott of Asian-owned businesses. We kind of tried, then we stopped. Especially as Donovan said, and I did a video on African Diaspora News Channel if y'all want to check it out, where I was talking to the beautiful black women like, hey, a lot of this is on us because we give them a lot of our money, whether getting our nails done, our feet, our hair, whatever it is. And so we've also seen, unfortunately, where like, let's say Brother Tyrone Muhammad there in Chicago, where he went and threw a couple of bricks through a window after they had brutalized a sister in there, and then eventually the sisters went back. There was another situation, I can't remember where it was, where I think it was a beauty supply or something like that, where they brutalized the sister, and all they had to do was have a 50% off sale. And the sisters went in there, and as I always say, they gave those sisters 50% off, but the sister that got her butt whooped got 100% butt whooping. But the sisters didn't care, whatever. So we're just hoping that this time that it sticks, which is why we're going to continue to have this conversation. Because Black Americans, we see about $2 trillion in spending power every year is what they're saying. But we give 97% of that away. And others that move into our community, when I say move in, they set up shop in our community. They get a good amount of that money. They do not like us, most of them. I would say not all, but most of them do not like us. They move in with the attitude of, I cannot stand them. I'm going to arm myself. In one particular video, you can see Rick Child. He had a weapon on his hip, and he had a baton in his hand as he was beating down a black teenage girl in his store. I'm talking about moving chips and all kind of stuff, just beating her down. And his son was also helping him. Now with Rick, along with Soon, it wasn't the first time that it was done. They said Rick had a history of doing that. Soon had a history of doing that. And as I say, the admonishment is really more for black folks, because you hear these stories coming out. Oh, well, that's how they get down. They always do this. And then it's like, well, why are you going back? Why are you going back to a situation that is adverse? Because had y'all stopped going back there, then these two people might still be alive, right? If we stood on business. So right now we're standing on business. And in order to help us do that, and I also want to put up this picture, y'all, because, there's a lot going on with Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony was not harmed by an Asian. You guys know that he was found guilty this week and serving a 35-year sentence bid for, as he said that he was defending himself, and it sounds like he really was. There's a lot of foolishness and things going on within that trial. Sounds like he was set up from the very beginning. And Mark Garagos, who is a trial attorney, you guys know that he's worked with Michael Jackson and a whole host of other people. In fact, his daughter was on the team that defended Diddy. And Mark Garagos says, I knew it was over when I heard it was an all-white jury. He said, I knew the fix was in then, right? So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of us, y'all included, are trying our best to help Carmelo Anthony and his family to get an appeal and a whole host of other things, because he was railroaded. And his, of course, maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later next week. Austin Metcalf's daddy went on a whole racist rant and said what if he was to start calling Carmelo Anthony watermelon felon? And I made a post that says, well, now we see the apple don't fall too far from the tree. You know, y'all can do what you want with that. So I just did not want to leave him out. But I'm going to show y'all a video of one sister that is standing on business by going out and reminding people, hey, we boycotting. Here we go.
Today I am out in the street spreading the word of the boycott that is happening now, and letting people know that this ain't what we doing no more, okay? So stay tuned. All right, I'm walking to the beauty supply store to see if any black people are in there supporting the Asian business. I understand that a lot of people do not know, and that's why I'm out here trying to spread the word and let people know that, hey, this is not what we're doing. So yeah, let me walk up. You see this beautiful view? I'm in Waldorf, Maryland. Parking lot look full. We're gonna see when we walk in. Man, we shouldn't even be. Have you heard about the boycott that's happening? Yeah, we shouldn't even be in here, girl. You know what? And I'm about to tell. Okay, it's not really that many people in here. Hello, everybody, black women. I'm here to represent the boycott that's happening for Cyrus Belton. He was killed by an Asian man, and the verdict was non-guilty for allegedly stealing water bottles that he did not do. We are boycotting all Asian businesses. So I'm coming here to let y'all know we're not doing any beauty supply stores. We're not doing any carryouts, hibachis, none of that. A lot of people don't know. That's why I'm letting y'all black women know that we're not doing this. We're saving our black dollar and giving it to black businesses. I'm sure you heard of it. You look like a young woman. You should know what's going on. So I'm spreading the word, and y'all have a nice day. Ma'am, we boycotting these type of businesses. I don't know why you're going in here. You might not have heard what's going on, but look up Cyrus Belton.
Oh yeah, I know about it.
Yeah, but you're still going in. So spin black, okay? To all my followers, viewers, supporters, if you like what I'm doing and you're with the movement, please donate to my Cash App and support the cause. $FOXI22. That's Cash App again. FOXI22. Thank you so much.
Okay, and I wanted you guys to catch her Cash App if you so feel the need to do that. I believe that people like herself should be supported, because that's not easy to get out there in public and say, hey, how y'all doing? Y'all know, right? Because some people may not know, but as y'all saw, some people did know. She's like, yeah, I know, right? And then the other sister in the store, she was like, okay, you right. She went and took her stuff back, right? You know, so that was good. But I've actually seen a copious amount of videos of people out there doing that, right? Saying, hey, Why y'all going up in there? Y'all know we trying to stand on business. Y'all know we boycotting. Stop giving them their money, right? So there's a lot of people doing it. So her cash app is $Foxy22, $Foxy22, FOXI22, $FOXI22. Again, if you guys see fit to do that, and my hat goes off to her for doing that. I was actually going to show y'all a picture that I actually found of myself. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to find it. Let y'all know I've been doing this for a long time too. Let's see. Here we go. This was like 10 years ago. Okay. That's me. Y'all see that? My shirt says hashtag.
Wait a minute. No. That cannot be you. Who is that slim fine thing?
That was me. Well, see, when I'm in California, I can work out and get like that. Right here, I can't really do it like that. But a California man, anyway, that's a whole different story. Anyway, yeah, that was me about 10 years ago. And you see my shirt says blackout. I was on that already a long time. Like, hey, let's stop giving our dollars to people that don't look like us. Let's take our money from them, divest, right, and then invest into our own community. So this is really my platform. Like I said, I'm not new to this. I'm very, 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 very true to this. So I just want to show y'all a triple OG picture of myself when I was standing on business. And I've been standing on business a long time. So let me take that down. So anyway, yeah, so she basically was like, hey, stop going in there. So salute to her. Salute to all the people that's keeping people on code, right? And see, it's going to be up to us. It's going to be up to us to remind us, like, do you know that we give 97% of our money away, keeping 3%? And a lot of those people who are adverse to our community, set up shop in our community, that do not like our community, brutalize our community, they get a lot of that money. In fact, they do not put that money back into the community. They take that, as we've seen a lot of videos of some in the Asian community, like, man, F y'all be back. We taking this money to our community anyway, and we live next to white people. So it's like, oh, okay. But see, we know white people ain't giving them none of that money because white people are like, y'all can't set up shop here. So we know that they get loans to set up shop in our community. It's cheaper. They don't get any pushback. A lot of times there are food deserts, right? Underserved communities and things like that. And so they set up shop and they know it's a gold mine, right? We gonna serve you need, but usually it's what? Alcohol, horrible food, cigarettes, nails, weaves, and just the stuff that we could probably really do without, if you ask me. So shout out to everybody that's standing on business, and not just to her, but anybody that's in the comment section that's standing on business, reminding people, whether you're posting about it, whether you're using your platform, whatever it is, because we're going to need as many people to ring the alarm about this. And I want to say this, we're not going to get them all, and that's okay. Some people don't want to participate. I have seen the other side of that where people are like, well, you know, I'm going in there anyway. We ain't talking to you. Okay. You are what we call the left behind. We're not talking to you. Go do the voodoo you do so well. Right. And God forbid something happens to you. Do not fire up your phone and put your mug in front of it and say, oh, look what they done to me. And I'm like, I want you to go back so they can do it again, because we tried to tell you. Right. So we're not going to get them all, but we need most. Do you know they say if we were to save 10% opposed to the 3%, it's a game changer in our community. We could build, own, control, operate, hire. There's a lot of things we could do if we just did 10%. And I firmly believe that we are far past the 10% that we need. And I've also seen videos of people going in a lot of these establishments and ain't nobody in there. Right? So we know they're feeling the effect. And I want to say this. It's not just the Asian community. It's other communities too. We need to give that money back to our community. Everybody ain't greedy enough off of us enough. Stop funding oppression. So as I always say too, stop funding anti-Blackness and, invest in, Blackness. So Donovan, what say you? And I'm going to get into the comment section afterwards.
I'm not going to really say a lot here, but I'm just going to give you guys a moment of, Have you guys ever noticed that when Ed Bloom was suing and getting rid of affirmative action, you ever wonder why is it that the Asians were even able to go to these Ivy League schools at the numbers that they are able to go there? Because there's only really one real way you could get into Ivy League schools. You got to have money. So the money that we fund these people in our communities, that they set up their businesses. We're sending their children to these Ivy League colleges to where they undermined us and reduced our numbers so that their kids could get in. Do you see the dual duplicity of what is going on? I've always been one of those people that have been like, I look at stuff and I go, because, I watch a lot of Twilight Zone. So I kind of look at a lot of stuff and I say, how did this person being here less than 30 years be able to do this? And my people have been here for 600 years and we're still here. So always keep that in the back of your mind. This is why a lot of my Asian friends that do have businesses, they're getting a little upset, because it seems to me like a basic racist, they feel entitled to have Black money. Like they're the only ones that can get it. We got to go in there and spend our money with them and them alone. No, you have the right to spend your money. There's no crime in taking your money and going and doing something else with it. But I want to point out this to you guys. Do you guys see the power of the Black dollar? Dang, I got to put that together in a verse. But anyway, do you guys see the power of the Black dollar? We have the power, and that's not a pun on the Masters of the Universe that just came out. But we have the power. We've always had the power. That's one of the main reasons they authorized integration in the 1960s. It wasn't because they felt sorry Black people were being busted in the head. It wasn't because Dr. King was this benevolent guy. It wasn't because Birmingham, they used the little children and the fire hoses and the dogs. No, it was the economic dollar. They said, you know what? Black dollars is as good as white dollars. So if we let these Negroes in with us, we could make more money. That's what all that was about, right? So I also want you guys to notice that if you do, and I'm going to be going, Dimitri, and in my area, we have a lot of Asian nail shops and stuff that have come into this. These people have come out from Orange County out to where I live. And I'm going to be filming in some of these Asian shops. And I want you guys to be careful. When you guys go to these Asian shops, you guys must remember this is private property you're on. So if they ask you to leave, please leave, or you will get a trespassing if the police come. So always keep that in cognizant. It is private property. They can ask you to leave. It's not public like that. It is private. It's open to the public, but they can't ask you to leave. But here's the thing that really gets me when I see Blacks, like in that video, you saw a Black lady that was still going to go in there, right? She's probably a first generation or second generation immigrant, or she just might be an immigrant in itself. Okay. So always take that into consideration. Just because a person has the same skin color as us doesn't mean they have the same experience as us. I was arguing with an immigrant the other day. She's a first generation born, and she kept saying the civil rights, when we were in the civil rights generation. And I said, both her parents are Caribbean. I said, you keep saying we, but you don't come from that lineage. See, they pick and choose what they want to use. So I told her, for you to even use the we concept, you're not of that. That we has nothing to do with you. So keep in mind, if you do see some Black folks that won't leave the shops, they might be generational, first, second generation immigrants. And they're taught a different history of Blackness in America.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. And yeah, like you said with the trespassing thing. I totally agree. Somebody asked you to leave, but from what I've seen people do, they just kind of pop in and say, "Hey, y'all need to be getting up out of here," right? And like you said, if they don't want to leave it, nobody has to leave. Nobody has to participate. But like I said, I don't know, it just would benefit everybody if we stick together. But everybody ain't going to do that. Some people, in their mind, they love other people more than they love themselves, and that's okay. One day they'll get their understanding rearranged, or maybe they won't. But we try to talk to as many as we can. If somebody asks me, what do I use in my hair? I use I won't say a lot of stuff, but a few things. It just depends on what I'm doing. Right now, I'm using As I Am. It's a rice water type spray, and I put some other stuff in it, like some essential oils, rosemary, and things like that. Now, a lot of black owned products, and I'm just telling you from my experience, not just black owned products, but products in general, they have a lot of toxic chemicals in there. So I can't use a lot of products, whether they're black or white or whatever it is. So right now I'm using, and I always use Onyx shampoo. I think that's what it's called, Onyx shampoo. The rosemary, eucalyptus or whatever it is. But so that's what I'm using right now, shampoo and conditioner. Sometimes I make my own. I use Montana oil, straight from the bottle. So things like that is what I'm putting on my hair. Nothing major. I don't put a whole lot on my hair. So yeah, I hope that helps. So, but yeah, people are boycotting, and you're reminding people, just be mindful of that. Tell them and leave. Don't argue with them or anything like that. But from what I can understand, a lot of people are these shops rather are hurting. NPS Corporation, how you doing? Says, don't forget the Latino who co-signed saying we would be back in their stores tomorrow, so the Latinos could get some of this boycott blackout too. Yeah, I actually saw a brother by the name of Sean House that I follow on one of our Facebook, and he's going hard in the paint. And he was like, yeah, y'all might need to get it too, because y'all showing your behind. Y'all want to get an alliance with whoever hates Black Americans. Y'all gonna get an alliance with them, and talk all your junk or whatever it is. But people will see. And I love where we are as a people. I know it took us a long time to get here. I'll say again, because our ancestors did it, like the bus boycotts and stuff. But here we are in 2026, finally saying, you're not going to keep taking the lives of our children and thinking that's okay. I mean, think about it. You set up shop in somebody's community and you fully believe that, well, if I can't get my way with them, I'm going to take their life. Like, why is that the first line of action? I've seen, like I said, a copious amount of videos of even not too long ago, somebody getting locked in there or getting pulled by the arm, and just like, why do you think you can put your hands on me? So this is a good thing.
Well, think about this, Demetra, and this goes to show you the cultural racism that I've been telling you guys on my podcast. I've been telling you guys on this show that every culture experiences. Even in the Black community, we have colorism. But the difference is our colorism, we don't project it to other groups. Other groups project their racism outside toward us. But I want you guys to think about this. This young man was killed over a bottle of water, something that a human being needs to live. Now, I live in the desert, and we have a bunch of LA homeless that Karen Bass is shipping out to the Inland Empire. That's why the homeless in LA the numbers are going down, and she keeps touting, oh, it went down 15% because you're shipping them out of there. And the World Cup is going on right now. Now, even here in the desert, when I see people out the bus stops, it is 90+ degree dry heat out here. I give them water, or I go buy them water, because I know that is what a person needs to drink. To hunt this young Black man down for a 50-cent bottle of water, what does that tell you guys? Those guys are probably making $1,500 a day in sales. And you're going to hunt somebody down for a bottle of water that human beings need to live. Think about it.
And which also says that the water was worth more to them. This water bottle is worth more to us than a life. Like, think about it. Even if I did steal the water, right? Let's say even if he stole the water, you're going to chase him down, call the police. Hey, he's in here stealing, or whatever it is. But you chase him down and then you got away with it, right? So no more. No, like we got to be done. Like I always say, and I'm not trying to get too mad because I'll get hot and start sweating, but we got to have some self-esteem. We got to raise our self-esteem as a people and say, you cannot do that to us. Because as I say, we can't do that to nobody else. You would do it once to Asians, Arabs, Indians, white people, Latinos. You do it once and you never do it again. And also pay attention to the do nothing Democrats. They are completely missing, right? They say they are a party of Black people. All the voting rights, this and this, that, and the other, but they never, ever, ever speak on anything of substance for the Black community. This is of substance, because when we stop giving everybody else our money and we start buying into our own community, then we're better off, right? But think about it. They don't want us better off, because when the Black community is not better off, then that means they continue to get the majority of our votes and do not have to do anything for it. So they have to keep us in a destitute devoid situation to where well, if I just vote long enough, if I vote for the right person, then maybe you'll help us. It's like, no. As it said in the Nation, as Marcus Garvey has said, as Dr. Claude Anderson said, help your damn self. And this is a good start to help your damn self by stop giving everybody else your money. I'll be damned if I go in somebody's store and they follow me around and I'm gonna lay some money up on the counter. Why are you following me? I wouldn't do it. I'd give them a strong word before I left, but I wouldn't continue to go back up in there. She be following people around there when you go in there. She should be out of business. He, she, whoever it is should never make another black dollar. Because if you don't trust us, then get your ass out of our community. And that's just what type of time it is.
And you know what's sad about that? You just said that. There were movies depicting that exact scenario. Menace to Society, Don't Drink Your Juice. That goes to show you that, this stuff is actually happening. But I want to address Velvet N5V. That person says, hey, Donovan, is the reason you don't have much to say is because you don't want to offend your Asian friends who are business owners? No. The reason why I don't have much to say is I'm going to do to them what they do when a black issue happens, like a death or we need support for reparations, whatever. I'm just going to be silent.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Soto, how you doing? And Jesus is Lord. He says, what name of the oil gel that I use? Oh, gosh, I always forget it's Jamaican something hair gel. Because, again, I can't wear a whole bunch of, I can, but I choose not to. Because, listen, I'm trying to keep all my hair follicles. And a lot of the gels, whether they black owned or whatever it is, sometimes they have too many chemicals in there. Y'all know I use an app called Yucca, YUKA. And if it doesn't scan 50% or better, I do not buy it. Unfortunately, a lot of our black owned products, as expensive as they are, and I'm not trying to deter people from doing it. I'm just saying be mindful. And we should probably call those people out and say, hey, y'all charging all this money for this hair product and stuff. Make it to where we can use it. There's not a lot of chemicals in the stuff because, you know what I mean? My daughter, she just bought something recently. Oh, gosh. Carol's daughter. It's black owned again. Some shampoo or something. So there's a lot of stuff out there. Let's see. Going down. LaMonica says, we need to love our own hair. Yeah, you have to. I mean, like I said, I don't try to.
Well, ladies, please double down on that because a lot of these young girls, girls at 9 years old are wearing wigs and stuff and they're getting weaves put in their head and they're damaging their hair. How are you a young woman and you have no edges and you're only 23 years old? So we got to start. It's almost like the Brown versus Board of Education doll test where they showed how having the black doll was bad and having the white doll was good. It's the same thing with the hair. If your daughters and your sons do not see you ladies wearing your natural hair sometimes, what do you think you're putting in their minds about their natural hair?
Yeah, and that's really a loaded conversation. It really is a love for self. And I would say there's a lot of people who wear wigs who don't hate themselves, whatever. Like I said, I really never have a dog in the fight as to what people are wearing on their hair. I just know for me, but I tell you guys a story all the time. When I was in my young 20s, when my daughter was a toddler, I would lighten my hair. Wasn't like blonde, but I would lighten it. But I had a friend her hair was blonde. And so my daughter was like, she's white. And I was like, she's not. She's black. She's like my color, right? She's black. She's white. I said, why? Because her hair, right? She said her hair was blonde or whatever. I guess she associated that with white women. So I was like, ooh, let me stop doing that to my hair. Not that it was that light, but it was lighter. So I stopped doing it because I'm like, yeah, I don't want to negatively influence my daughter, who is very chocolate, by the way. I don't want to negatively influence her to think that she is not good enough the way her hair grows out of her scalp, her skin, any of that. So it made me rethink how I depict myself. I can only speak for me, but yeah, it really would behoove us as black women to love ourselves, the way our hair grows out. I know my hair looks like I have something on it. Trust me, it takes a lot to get my hair like this. Y'all see how my hair is naturally. But I would also say this too, because it's a loaded conversation about the hair. A lot of sisters will say that they wear their hair like that because the brothers prefer, the straight, more European look. Okay. Now, in order to do that, a lot of times, like me, I'd have to maybe put some relaxer on my hair or a flat ironer, then it ruins the integrity of my hair, and I'm not going to do that. So, I don't want to blame y'all brothers. I don't think it's your fault. I think you should be responsible for how you feel about yourself. But a lot of sisters say, yeah, these men, they like the long flowing hair per se. So,
well, it sounds like those are the brothers that like the BBLs too, because again, it's just one of those things. Like I said, it's an open type conversation, but it's just things like that I don't even see young girls. They don't even know how to do their own hair. We're getting to a point to where they don't even know how to do their own hair. At least back in the day, Demetria, we can see that little nice little hot iron burn when y'all used to curl y'all little hair in your saucer styles and stuff. I mean, they knew how to do their own hair. If push comes to shove and the lights go out, we've got to teach these basics. I'm not saying it has to be this extravagant hairstyle, but we are getting to a point where our kids, male and female, they can't even do their own hair.
Yeah. Ginger Lover, you say, and how you doing? Says they don't even run discounts on MLK Day, like specials to show appreciation. Why? And I'm not saying they shouldn't, but they're like, why should I? They gonna come in here no matter what. I mean, hell, if I could beat somebody down from their community and they still come up in here, I don't need to run no specials. That because clearly they don't subscribe to the teachings of MLK, right? Nonviolence, nonviolence, and all of that other stuff. So yeah, they just haven't been made to believe that they should do right by us or any of that other stuff. And I want to say too, there are some that hey, they hire Black people and things like that. That kind of sucks for them as well. But as a community, it's like y'all could have done a better job at telling your other fellow Asian business owners that set up in Black communities, hey, you might want to be right because those are your customers. Like, what happens if they boycott us? Like, you might want to act right. So yeah, I totally agree with you.
Well, has anybody ever heard a thank you from the Asian community, Asian Pacific Islanders, such and such and such? Because we group them all together. A thank you for getting a crime bill that was because of the Black vote. I haven't heard one. I haven't heard one thank you. Or did you ever hear the Asians when they were getting the crime bill saying, wait a minute. The Blacks are the most discriminated against in this country. If you're going to give us a bill, at least you could do is add Blacks to it. No, you didn't hear any of that. They go silent. Every time it's something for us, either they go against us or they go silent and they don't say anything. So now we're taking our dollars, we're being silent, and we're doing to them. What's the saying? It's no fun when the rabbit's got the gun. It's just no fun.
Yeah, and the other thing too is they didn't say anything when Black folks were being blamed for as the reason for the crime bill, right? They said it was our fault. We the boogeyman. We attacking them everywhere, and it was just a flat out lie. It's a known fact that white folks, especially white men, are the ones that aggress against the Asian community the most. But yet they allowed us to shoulder the blame, and they said nothing. They didn't say, hey, Black Americans are actually the most targeted. Why give them a hate crime bill first, and then maybe we'll get one? Because after all, like Donovan said, it's due to the Black American vote. It's due to the Black American ancestors and the civil rights movement and all those other things. And we are hearing a lot of people from other communities say, hey, if it wasn't for Black Americans, we wouldn't be here. So we should show some appreciation. But instead, a lot of people come over here and they just automatically start hating. And it's like, why? Like, for the life of me, I don't get the hate of Black Americans who have never done nothing. We are the triple OG, one of them, right? The indigenous people of this, victims of this country. But then, so you come over here, or then you hear the talking point, oh, well, Black people are lazy. These immigrants, they come over here and they work hard and they do this and they come up, and it's like, listen, what we're not going to do and what we're going to stop doing is running Black Americans low to big up immigrants. If they come over here and they get a piece of the pie, great. But do not kick us in the tailbone and say, oh, well, if y'all would just work like them. They don't come from a system of oppression like Black Americans. And the system is still oppressing us, although, we are surviving. But the other thing of that too, and I'm not trying to be divisive in my conversation here, but if you come here and you work hard and you make something, then what was your excuse where you come from? Because could the argument also be that you were lazy in your country, right? So let's not be silly in our critique of Black Americans. Now, are there things that we should and could be doing? 100%, but do not punch down on us. And then when you get into some gangster stuff, then we the first person, where y'all at? Where the Black Americans? Well, we lazy. We don't feel like it today.
Well, the first thing that a lot of the immigrants will say, especially like our Jamaican cousins and our Caribbean cousins, they'll say, well, we were enslaved too, but you didn't experience chattel slavery here under this system. That's the difference. That is why we don't flee. Blacks are the only group in the world that fights white supremacy every day. We fight it at all times. We're constantly involved in that. This is the difference. Our mindset is not to flee. Our mindset is to stay and fight. And I'll be damned, all of my ancestors that gave up their lives, that were wrongly convicted, so on, so forth, are going to make that sacrifice. And then I'm just going to sit down and roll over and let that sacrifice be for nothing.
Absolutely. And Imwar, how you doing? He says the all coast sisters who are still going into the Asian stores need to be shamed. Yeah, well, again, we don't really have a power to make them do anything. We don't have the power to make them not wear wigs, get their nails. We don't have the power to do that. We only have autonomy over ourselves, and that's barely right. But we have autonomy over ourselves. We don't have autonomy over another human being. We can only, try to educate and wake these people up and things like that. But there is no making anybody do it. So we would that everybody will participate. But if not, get left behind. And I think we don't have that conversation enough. It's okay to leave some people behind because we spend too much work trying to convince those who just aren't going to budge. If you want to go and give your money to those people, whatever it is, it ain't my money, right? But don't come crying when something happened to you. We just be like, well, whatever. JJ says they also pull their funds to buy other businesses with the money made from selling hair products. Yeah, they recycle the dollars. In our community, it's 6 hours. Everybody else's community can go upwards of 20 to 30 days. And that's really because we do not have the infrastructure, meaning the businesses and things like that, to absorb the money. We're getting that way, but we don't really have the mindset to buy black, shop black. That should be automatic. It really shouldn't be a reminder because Asians don't need a reminder. As I say, if you like y'all go into next time you go into a grocery store, it's a regular grocery store, major chain or whatever. See how many Asians you see in there. You might see some, but you're not gonna see a lot because they're in their own grocery stores. See how many Latinos you see. You'll see some. You won't see a lot because they're in their own grocery stores, Indians, Arabs, or whatever it is. So we have to get to the point to where we have our own fully fledged grocery stores.
Yeah, and if you do see a lot of them, I hate to say this, but it's just a joke. On both sides, male and female, they're probably married to a African American or a Black American or something like that. So
if they go where?
No. If you see an Asian in a Black store, usually they're married or they're encapsulated in the Black community.
Yeah. Russell, how you doing? It says Black consumers are retailers' dream. Black people do have great potential, economic power. Rather, the problem is they are not aware of it and they don't know how to use it. Yeah, and that's what our job is. Job of the resurrectors, right? 5%ers, to impart that knowledge onto people and say, hey, this is what we could do with our money if only we would do A, B, C, and D, right? So again, as many of y'all have said, it's not really a blackout or a boycott. It should be a boycott because a boycott is temporary. A boycott should be permanent. It should just be what we do every day. Hey, we're recycling black dollars on an everyday basis. It takes a long time to leave our community. So that should be the focus. But you're right, Russell.
Can I say this real quick? Let's
Sure.
go back into history. Let's go back to history real quick. For those of you guys that remember history. In Uganda, Idi Amin, they made this man to be the worst despot, the worst dictator since Adolf Hitler. Some people say he's worse than Adolf Hitler, what he did to his own people, right? But what was one of the things that Idi Amin did when he took over the country of Uganda? One of the first things he did, he kicked the Asian out. Why did he kick the Asian out? Because he saw that the Asian community, which is mostly Indian in Uganda, had controlled the Ugandan economy. Let's fast forward 60 years. Ugandans control their own economy now. They didn't know how to do it back then. That's what also helped with the recession that they had, depression that they went through. They went through some growing pains because they didn't know how to do anything. Now notice right now, currently in our system, where do the Asians set up shop? In the Black communities. Let's go over to our African brothers over there. Where are the Chinese setting up shop? in the Black communities. And of course, they're Black countries. But let's go to the Caribbean. Where are the Chinese setting up shop? In these Dominican, Afro-Caribbean communities. And I will tell you, in the Dominican Republic, most of your shops in the rural areas, kind of outside of the major cities, are owned by Asian people. And I can say, if you want to agree with me or not, one of the best things Idi Amin did was he forced his people to be business owners and to control their economy. When you control your own economy, you control your own destiny. So just think about the parallels to that, to why we must be it for the best. And it might be, a hard road to get back to where we were 80, 100 years ago, but we're going to get there. We need to take control of the economics in our own community, where we could buy our politicians, buy our, have our influences, have our communities, and do these things. And we've got to make it stick. We've got to make it stick and let these people know we mean business. Look at Uganda as a modern example of what could happen when you don't let other groups control the economy in your community.
Absolutely. Dorothy, how you doing? Says, yes, Jeffrey Tyler Kinzer tried to take out an entire family that was having a reunion in Georgia. We must have federal hate crime protection. We must have self-defense as well. Yes, I saw that. That was crazy. If you saw the video, it is wild. They said 70-some-year-old auntie was, on the ground under the car. This dude just spraying, it's a miracle. Really, nobody got hurt. But one of the men in the family went out there and, pretty much made him stop, for a lack of better words. So absolutely. And then the Asian guy that was seen in Chicago running from a burning cross, and they don't know who he is, but they got a photo of him. So yeah, Janie, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let me see, skipping down. Truth Code, what's going on with you? Hearts back at you. King Shaw says no black agenda, no vote. Come on now. Candy Malone, what's going on? Says I do that. Boycott, I canceled. He says, did that 30 years ago. The black women that still going in these stores, they send them a message letting them know that they're okay or what they do to us. Yeah, you know what though? It's not, I don't think it's that many of them. I think while some of those women going there, those businesses are still thinking, damn, we used to have it going on, used to be, standing room only, and now we don't. So that's still on their mind. But some of those sisters, yeah, they just got to get their understanding rearranged. And if they don't, then they on their own. It's just that simple. And they need to know that you're on your own. We're not coming to save you. If something happened to you, we're going to very rudely say, shut up. We don't care, because you didn't care. Like somebody tells you the life of a child was taken and you were, I heard about that, but I'm going to go up in there anyway. So you're basically saying, whatever it is you buying out of there, whether it's hair, it's products, or get your nails done, that means more to you than the life of a black child. So God forbid you need the black community. Hey, go ask them to help you. Go ask the Asians or whoever else you want to give you. Go ask them to help you and see what how fast they ain't even gonna respond to you. They gonna look at you like. So yeah. Let's see. Thank you so much, Albie Chill. Lonnie, what's going on with you? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for that. To the cause. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Every bit, little bit helps. Appreciate you guys so much. K-Son, what's going on with you? You say, yes, ma'am. Who else is up in here? Double A, what's up? He says it's going to take a lot more to happen for us to stop. Yeah, but this is a good start. There's a lot of, listen, like I said, I've been doing this for a very long time, right? For those of y'all who came in late and didn't see, that's me 10 years ago, as I had shirts made. Somebody actually made them for me. Hashtag blackout. Cause I was like, nah, we need to really be out there, boycotting. My daughter and I be out there taking videos, just all kind of stuff, just having these conversations. Cause like, no, we need to really recycle our black dollar. So I've been doing this for a very long time. And I'm saying that to say this is different. Because back then, people weren't really having the conversation. I see people going in and out of these shops saying, hey, y'all come out of there. Don't spend your money. So I believe this is going to stick because black folks, we're renewing our minds, right? We want our condition to change. So I really feel good about what we see. I really do.
Yeah. What's his name? I Fit Strobe Stobe 19 says Black people need manufacturing for supplies. And that's one of the things. The manufacturing base of the United States is controlled by another group. Most of that has been shipped overseas to where the Asians and the Indians and all these other people control it, right? But guess what? Black people are the most inventive people in the world. We built pyramids. We've done all those things, right? Manufacturing, we put our money together, we buy 3D printers. That's all we got to do. Start buying 3D printers.
I mean, we're the triple OG of manufacturing. That, I think we forget who we are sometimes, and that's why I try to remind us, really, like, we come from people who are, creators and builders. We're not no punks. But the history, unfortunately, doesn't get told, and it hasn't gotten told because they told us what? You need them to go. Y'all need to send y'all kids to school, have them teach you watered down Black history. Martin Luther King Jr., he had a dream. Okay, Harriet Tubman was a sweet old nice little old lady. She freed a couple of slaves, and all that other stuff. But they don't tell us that everything damn near you see and touch had a Black American hand in it. They ain't gonna tell you that. And so, because we don't spend time telling ourselves that, whether it's in our home or when we gather around, we just forget that history. And we think, oh, well, how will we ever do something? We never done. Do y'all know they went and got us all and put us on those plantations to build, to create, and all of that? And y'all sitting, and not you, but I'm just saying, y'all sitting there talking about what us gonna do now. We gonna do what we've been doing. Hell, I like this picture right here. That's Madam C.J. Walker. She built. She's a creator. She manufactured. Do you think she had a manual somewhere that says how to create a multi-level marketing business, create products, and you can hire your own people? She was the daughter of a slave. Madam C.J. Walker washed drawers, socks, and sheets for a living. Okay, she was a washerwoman. So you go back then, and then we talk about now, how will we create? Well, how was we doing it back then? So don't forget who you are. Black people, please don't do that. You see, the other thing too is they tell us that we started from slavery. That's a damn lie. We didn't start from slavery. We started as kings and queens, and a whole host of everything you see was built on Black folks somewhere. And if you believe the mother of civilization to come from Ethiopia, then hell, we started this planet. I mean, I'm not saying sans God, but I'm saying it started with us. So we should stop asking those questions. What are we gonna do now?
No, exactly. As great as this country is, people keep forgetting the area of Washington, D.C. Demetra, who designed and built the capital of this great nation?
Benjamin Banneker, a Black man. Yeah. So we got to remember those things. See, but that sometimes we don't have those conversations with ourselves. We're like, oh yeah, that's right. Like even the Asian dude was talking about, y'all, what about this? Y'all didn't create this. And what about that? It's like, suck all the stuff you name we created. We had a hand in it, whether it's the cell phone, the computer, whatever it is, sending a mofo to space. Our people had a hand in that. So who you talking to? Let's see. Star Child, how you doing? Says this is all my hair on this picture. I do it myself. I know that's right. Very beautiful hair. See, we got some beautiful hair. And we don't believe that though. We've been told you gotta do something too. You gotta straighten it. And if you straighten your hair, that's fine. I used to wear my hair straight. You straighten your hair, that's fine. I'm not shaming you, but we gotta also remember, ain't nothing wrong with your hair. Some of our hair grow up. My hair don't grow down. As much as I try, my hair does not just grow down where it'll hang. If I was to wash my hair and pick it out, it would be poof, and that's fine. I'm okay.
But guess what, ladies? We got a crown bill and a hair bill, so you can wear your hair anywhere you want.
Yeah, you can wear it anywhere you want, but it wouldn't be nice if you didn't need a crown act bill, and you can have your own business and where you can hire people. You can be hair happy and nappy. You can wear your hair the way you want at Black owned businesses, right? And not have to worry about microaggressions of what's going on with your hair, Demetra? What's going on with your hair? Oh, I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm just asking. That's like ew for them, right? So yeah. That's the larger conversation. I think Easy, how you doing? Says natural hair only here. I know that's right. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Quan says, who taught us to hate ourselves or one another? You know who taught us. The same one some of us are in love with. Yes, Basque and lather is good. I actually want to try their hair gel. I need to I guess somehow get a bottle of it or see what Yucca says about it, to make sure. Because like I said, I don't do a lot of chemicals, but yes, I actually want to buy Baskin Lather next. I think they have the really good edge control. I see people talking about. So yeah, thank you, Wilson. Common Man says, I don't. I love the smell of black women's hair, especially when they just wash it. Yes, indeed. It smells good, huh? Black women smell good just in general. I don't know if y'all know that, but black women just got just a nice smell. Doug, he says, back when I was young, guys got something called the process or a conch. That's what they called it, right? I don't know if you was back then there, but yeah.
Yeah, just watch the 5 heartbeats. The guy had a good one going over there. But let me read this one from Easy. He says, I agree. Notice how some of these stores are putting black employees in stores. That's a front. Yeah, they're saying that their businesses are black owned and stuff. So when you guys go to some of these reference points, make sure that, and like I said, that shows you the dual duplicity of what they need as Asians. They will do whatever, or that's just anybody in general. Business, you got to be gangster, but make sure that the business that you're patronizing, if you're ordering online, whatever, is a black business, because they will say they're black business, but they're really not.
And that's sad, but I have heard that a lot of them are cosplaying as black owned businesses, and most people won't even look. But you have to really make sure, because they'll try to circumvent it. Trust me. And Donovan, you said $1,500 a day. Oh no, I think it's way more than that a day that they're making. And so they're definitely, I would believe that they're feeling the pinch, because I have seen a lot of people from their community say it's not fair to punish all Asians, or right, whatever. It's like, well, why are y'all looking at it as a punishment? Because we get tired of hearing about our children and just people in general being brutalized and unalived in some of your stores. So, you talk about you being economically punished, but what about taking the lives of people? Like, well, should we not care about that? Should we just only care about not punishing you? See, the fact that you're looking at it as a punishment and not, well, I get the blacks, right? The blacks are trying to take the money and put it back into their own community. It's because y'all got to also remember, there is a false sense of entitlement to blacks, like Black American in general, whether it's our bodies, whether it's our thought process, whether it's our money, whether it's our spaces. There's this false sense of entitlement. Like, how dare you boycott us? Your money belongs to us. And it's like, says who? Now, I can get why they would think that, because their clientele is black. Now, I also saw a story, can't remember where it was, but it was a buffet. Y'all know how I feel about buffets. I don't care what kind of buffet it is. They said this particular one, it was called China Buffet somewhere, had 110 health code violations, and they had meat all up on the floor, and just things crawling around and stuff like that. And as I always say, how y'all sit up in some of these buffets, if they don't like you, do you think they're really gonna feed you right? I just don't get it. So you can't be that hungry. I don't know. James, how you doing? Says, I'm standing 10 toes down with my FBA family on this. Come on now. Michelle, what's going on? She says, jealousy is all I could say. Oliver, how you doing? Says, Trump imposed tariffs to bring businesses back to America, but he sure didn't intend that it would be black businesses to be created back in good old America. Well, those tariffs are no longer, right? It was found unconstitutional. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we should obviously be concerned with tariffs and keep an eye on them. But the best way to make sure that black folks get money is stop giving it away, right? Because I know, again, we are conditioned to think that that we have no control. We need somebody to do it for us, which is why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that nobody in the White House is going to do anything for us. We got to do for self. So imagine all the money that we can have if we just really stop giving it away to everybody else. Like I said, I wouldn't get like just pretend like somebody slapped you every day, right? It slapped you every day and say, you know what? I'm going to give you some money. Here's a couple bucks. Next day to slap you again. Why would you continue giving somebody money to harm you? I mean, I just try to break this down as simple as possible because I really want us to get the point.
And then I want to bring up this also. Somebody on one of my podcasts kept bringing this up, and they said, well, how are we the backbone of the economy, and yet we're at the bottom of the economy? We're the only group in this country that gives away 90% of our wealth. Our buying power is almost $3 trillion, and we give 90% of that away. So do the math. if we are doing, what do you call that in accounting, Dimitri? I forgot, what is that, a debit or a credit? If we are debiting 90% of our wealth away, that would keep us at the bottom because we're giving it away. So even though we have the buying power, we're giving that away. So again, it comes down to us allocating our resources smartly. And I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of people don't want to agree with it. I just had a nephew that graduated, right? He wants to go do some, whatever, degree, right? I'm talking to his mom and his dad and his parents, and I'm saying, look, I get it. You want this useless degree where you're not going to find a job and later on down in life, whatever. But for God's sake, do something vocational where you can do something with your hand and feed yourself, if need be, feed your family, because everybody's going to get that exact degree. And let's go back to the pandemic. Everybody that had a degree just about sat at home and almost didn't get any work. And the people that were vocational, those were the ones that were working. So again, I have a nephew that just graduated, and I'm trying to tell him, as a backup, you might not use it. For a lot of you guys that don't know this, I was an aircraft mechanic. I am a certified FAA mechanic. I got my A&P license. Demetra, do I ever use my A&P license? Never.
No.
Never. But the fact is, I have it, just in case. So we've got to start steering our children. As somebody in the chat was talking about manufacturing, we also got to start telling our children, we need people that are going to maintain these machines. We just can't just buy machines and then want the Latino guy to come fix it. We got to get back to the basics here, and to build a great civilization, you got to have the people that are going to build the infrastructure.
Absolutely. Venus, she says, Black businesses are very costly. If they lower their price, they will get more business. Then they can up the price once they get more business. Well, as we always explain it here, a lot of those Black businesses have their prices high because they don't get the traffic. They don't get the traffic that the Asians do, or the Indians or the Arabs or whoever, so that those other people can afford to have their prices a little bit lower because they're getting more of the Black dollar, right? But so if more of those Black dollars were going to the Black businesses, they also could sell their product at a more competitive price. So that's really what it is. It's not because they're trying to price gouge. There's some. I mean, even some of those Asian stores, or other, they price gouge as well. But so it's not because the Black businesses are trying to price gouge. It's just that if I don't mark it up, sometimes $2 and $3 more, then I'm not going to stay open. And a lot of those Black businesses, they're not making a lot of money to where they're saving it. They're making money, and some of them are, in the red. So just keep that in mind.
And you also got to remember, one of the biggest problems of in the beauty industry for Black businesses in the beauty industry is the supply chain. Koreans control 80% of the supply chain in the beauty manufacturing genre. So think about that. If they choke that chain, how are you going to get your products?
Yeah, but the other thing too is, I mean, we have Black what am I saying? Creators, if you will, I don't know, manufacturers who make Black products, so we can make Black products. We were doing that again. Madam CJ Walker is a great example. She made products. So a lot of those products too, I'm just keeping it real with y'all. If y'all look, they're not good for you. There's a lot of chemicals in it. It's not the hair grease and the shampoo and things that we were using when we were coming up. Again, my daughter brought some shampoo, Black owned, and she asked me, she says, it smells, it doesn't stink, but it's very herbal. And I said, that reminds me of the shampoo that we used to use when I was a kid. It smelled very herbal. Now they have like a lot of perfumes and, things like that, chemicals in the shampoo, alcohol to soften the hair. And that's not really good for you. So, yeah, we just got to be mindful. But we can create products. You can make shampoo and conditioner and gel. You can get flaxseed oil. I've done it before. And make hair gel. So there's things you can do. I mean, you got to remember, especially when we was on those plantations, they found plants and all kind of things to heal themselves. So we're not talking about the people who just don't know. And I know that's the narrative that goes out about Black folks, whether it's on the motherland, whether it's here. Oh, y'all need white people to survive. Y'all don't know how to do nothing. It's a damn lie. See, we got to be in a space and with knowledge to be able to debunk that and just flat out say you're lying. Black folks know how to do all that. In fact, when y'all was going through things, the woman from the plantation, the black woman, the slave, she mixed up some salve or whatever and put it on you, and then you was good. And then more than likely, the white folks took it and bottled it up and act like they came up with it. So let's keep it real.
Hey, real quick, Easy has another great question for you, Demetria. He says, if it is true that person of interest burned the cross in Chicago is Asian, where are the Democrats to revoke the hate crime that they gave them? Isn't that that's a pretty good question? Now,
well, the Republicans gave it to them as well, so
yeah, that's true. It was a bipartisan
yeah.
bill. That's true. But that is a good question.
I mean, again, y'all got to remember, keep in mind. So I say we got to be smarter than the average bear. The Democrats can't speak to the things that we're speaking of now because then it debunks the lie that, oh, y'all need us. Or, like when they was in on with the Republicans giving the Asians the hate crime bill, that was built off the lie that it was us. So they can't really say they should, but they won't. Oh, look at that. That was an Asian. In fact, I haven't heard anybody in the media or anybody, Republican or Democrat, say, hey, that was an Asian guy that was running from the scene. I have a picture I'll put up in a minute. An Asian guy running from the scene of that, cross burning. What's that allegedly, right? Just for legal purposes. But I haven't heard anybody say anything about that. But had it been somebody black or it was done against an immigrant community, oh man, you wouldn't be able to get them to stop yipping their yapper. They keep talking. So yeah. Cream Puff, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Mr. One and only boss.
I don't mean to cut you off. Real quick, you guys, do us a favor. Please hit that like button. It helps the algorithm and push this conversation out to the other platforms and stuff. It's absolutely free. And again, if you guys want to buy Demetria K a coffee, because we've got a lot of stuff going on and we need to keep her awake to get these things done, because the momentum of what we are doing, trust me, what we're doing isn't new. Our answers have been doing this, but the fact of the matter is that we're standing up on business right now. This is our time right now. And another thing is, midterms are still coming up, and the Democrats do not want to come out and lose votes based on supporting black this or black that, and all that BS that they do. So again, if you guys could do us a favor, hit that like button and subscribe.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Donovan. So I'm just kind of skipping down. I didn't realize how far behind I am, Judith. Judite, rather. How you doing? It says Africans and Caribbeans make FBA women look bad. They do everything against us. They're intentionally going into those shops. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. And I have unfortunately seen some from that community, Caribbean and African say that they were going to go in there anyway. So there's nothing we can do about it. It's fine. You do what you want to do. But then it kind of answers your question as to why Black Americans have delineated, because it's like you won't even stand on business with us. You're going to rather stand on business with the Asians who keep unaliving our children. So it's sad, actually. But the cold part for them is unfortunately they get harmed by different communities here. And then they say, where's the Black community? Where's Black Americans? Then somebody will dig up their tweets from the past and it's like, oh, well, you don't really like us much either, so I don't know. It's just crazy. Kels, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see who else is on here. Mr. Know-It-All, how you doing? Says non-Black Americans don't like seeing us fight because they gave up. Yeah, I try not to get too far in the mud with that conversation as far as them versus us type of thing. I'm just like, for me, I'm just glad that we are having this conversation as Black Americans, because it's very, very, very long overdue that we have it. So yeah, I feel good about this. I really do. And I believe that this is something that's going to last. It has to. Two Knees, what's going on with you? You say, yes, there are plastic molding machines we need to buy, such as equipment, and I use machine techs, welders, electronic software, computer engineers to reproduce them. The Renaissance is on. Come on now. Talk about the rebirth. Absolutely. Key for you too. How you doing? Love. So what's going on? It says YouTubers, IG, etc. need to begin. Y'all post with a symbol or a phrase that means not supporting China to get the word out. Keep circulating. Yeah, I post about it every day. I'm really just telling us that we need to spend that money with us, and just little reminders as to why we do. Because we do, unfortunately, get amnesia in our community. We get rocked back to sleep. Think, okay, well, it's over. Especially like with somebody like Carmelo Anthony. And it's not just Carmelo Anthony. There's a lot of our Black people that are locked away for egregious amounts of time when you see white folks get a slap on the wrist. Now, I know the system is not designed for us, but we'll be damned if y'all keep on locking our children away just because you're racist and you hateful, right? So we got to stand on business when it comes to the oppressor as well, the OG oppressor. We have to do that because they've gotten a lot of our money. And it just like it's time, you know. Intuitively wise, what's going on? It says, I think the spirit of the black soul will show us the way. Yes. And we're gonna keep on talking, right? Black ace of spades, black of spades. How you doing? It says, I love the side of Black America. We're standing on business, family. Yo, we really doing this. I'm telling you, I really feel good about this. I think it's up and stuck, like for real. Okay, brother Joe, now how you doing? And happy birthday to you. What are you, like 35, somewhere around there? Well, happy birthday. Common Man says Asian communities are America. The Asian communities, American buying power is about 1.57 to $7 trillion annually. Most of that buying power comes from black dollars. Without our dollars, most Asians will be on welfare. Well, yeah, they get a lot of our money and they set up shop in our community just to do that. So yeah, just keep that in mind.
Yeah, and you got to remember when it comes to restaurants, the profit margin is very, very small. A lot of these Asians buy big house. They live in the white communities, like you saw that Asian guy talk about, whatever the deal is. So a lot of these restaurants, it won't take long before they really start feeling the pinch.
Yeah, they already feeling it. I know they already feeling it. You know, that's been about 2 weeks that we've been calling for this, so they already feeling it. Roxy, how you doing? Says yes, they're scamming by saying they are black business by us is AI. Yeah, we just got to be mindful. Brother Damon, how you doing? Hope you're doing well today. Let's see. Marjorie says, who taught us to hate ourselves? The one who ridiculed us in our own communities instead of lifting each other up. If you see your B1 families going without, do your best to help them. Offer support. I totally agree. We all we got, right? Beats by Dizzy. How you doing? Says Jamaicans are boycotting Asians in Jamaica and are burning down their businesses. Yes, I have seen that because how the hell are you going to set up shop in somebody else's country and talk about what you can and cannot do, right? Like they roping off beaches and all kinds of stuff. And not just Jamaica, but they doing it all over Africa. They roping off beaches and telling black folks, you can't come over here. This is like, it comes to a point, you know.
Did you see what they did in Ireland, in the UK?
When they ran the immigrants out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Lady Diana, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Says I use Elite Hair Care USA by Crystal Williams. She started out about 5 years ago, and I've been using her products. I put that up so people can see if they want to get it. And again, our sister Lisa Cabrera, she has a hairline. You can go on Etsy. But she also says she started about 5 years ago, and I've been using her products ever since. My hair is long and strong and healthy. Yes, you have very beautiful hair, by the way. So Crystal Williams.
I just have one question. Do you think it'll help? I'm just saying.
You need some holy oil.
Yes, the follically challenged. Do you think that would probably help if we could?
The power of Christ compels you to grow. Some holy oil and water, okay? Let's see who else is here. D Will, how you doing? Says let's call it a financial transfer. I love it. Let's call it that too. Right? Love soul, how you doing? 5 Rain says keep your mouth out of everybody's kitchen, please. Man, I'm telling you, if you don't like me, you damn sure ain't finna be scooping nothing on my plate. I don't know how some of y'all do it. How do y'all sit down to a people that don't like you and let them feed you? Like I said, you don't see they people up in there. I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and I was like, no, a lot of times if you go in their restaurants, they're not even eating the stuff they cooking. They bring their own stuff. Like you'll see them sitting down. They got their own lunch. And it's like, well, why you ain't eating this stuff? What you know we supposed to know? You know, I'm just asking questions. Not making no assumptions, just asking. Child of God says the Asians who came to the U.S. On a boat, people are here because they sold out to their own people. As I told y'all as well, I'm almost done actually, watching a documentary on Netflix about Vietnam. And again, as I'm watching it, I don't know, I'm just infatuated with documentaries on Vietnam, but as I'm watching it, I'm like, man, y'all, how y'all come over here and treat black people so cold? Like I told you all the time, my dad's a conscious objector. He would not go to the Vietnam War. He said, I'm not going to do it. Them people ain't did nothing to me, and y'all treat me horribly here in the United States, so I'm not going to do it. Nevertheless, he didn't go. We know Muhammad Ali didn't do it. They were standing on business. We know the Vietnamese over there was like, black man, go home. We ain't got no beef with you. They going to call you with, the N-word over there. So you had a lot of black folks who stood on business, and a lot of those soldiers over there, if y'all know, there was a lot of debauchery going on in those villages, what they was doing to babies and children and women. When I say they, I mean them. Okay, this is documented, right? And the one dude who was spearheading the one village that they went and took out all those people, they said upwards of 500 people, he got a slap on the wrist. He was found guilty, but they let him go eventually, right? But I'm saying all that to say it wasn't black people that was doing that. Them people that they come over here and caping and tap dancing for, they did that to y'all. Black people was like, like you would see black soldiers trying to save the villagers, like redirect them and all kind of stuff. And then you come over here and you do black folks horribly. Like, why? Like, when I watch that, it blows my mind. I don't get it.
Yeah, my mom said something to me about a couple weeks ago. We were talking, and she said that white women and men teach their children, if they're ever in danger, to go to a black woman. Have you ever heard that? Yeah. And that's just something because of our nature of doing what we do. So yeah.
But again, it wasn't us over in Vietnam doing that to them, to the Vietnamese. It was them people. Just the most savage behavior you can think of. It was awful.
Yeah, there's a book I write. Have you guys seen the movie Casualties of War with Sean Penn and
Yes.
Michael J. Fox? That was
Mhm.
based on a book called Incident at Hill 1618, I believe, or 168.
Mhm.
And that was horrific. And that was not an unknown thing. And in most cases, in situations of that situation, it was always them folks. It was never black folks caught up in things like that.
Yeah. But they come over here and have a love affair with them. It's crazy. Wanda, how you doing? Says I was put out of an Asian nail shop just because I asked them to reduce one of my aunt's nails. I stopped going to any of them. Yeah, and they don't want you to ask them to do nothing or fix anything. They that no. Willie, how you doing? Says yeah, Queen. People seem to forget the people that formed this country was outcast from Europe. They were murderers, thieves, practiced sorcery, witchcraft, and evilness, and a whole host of other things. Right, JoJo? How you doing? You say no more noodles and rice, y'all. Well, you can do all that at home. Make your noodles and rice at home. And I guarantee you probably like yours better, and don't put the MSG and all of that in there. You can season it up just like you want it. So you don't need to, like I said, if they at these buffets, they are feeding you all you can eat. Do you think they're taking care? And I'm not just saying because of them. I'm just saying in a general sense of a buffet, they rush, hurry, hurry, and things like that. Do you think they're really taking great care with the food? Probably not.
I was just thinking about something, Demetra. You see all these immigrants flooding into the United States under Democratic rule policy. And, I've been to other countries, and the people that love their country stay there, whatever opportunities are there, they make it work. And I was just thinking about what Donald Trump used to say, and a lot of other people used to say, that we're not getting the best. We're getting, the people that will, go against their own country, and they just want to take opportunities, and opportunist type people. Because if you could make it work here, again, like you said earlier in the program, why couldn't you make it work in your own home country? But we're getting people that do not want to put into this country; they want to take from. And like I said, I'm not a Trump supporter. We're not a Trump supporter on this channel. But some of the stuff that some of these people have been saying, if you think about it and you look around, we're not getting the best people. And I volunteer at a hardware store, and I'm telling you, we are not getting the best people.
Ooh, G-Man, how you doing? Says I don't agree with that. It's not about lowering prices. It's about a lot of us black people changing our mindset. Yeah, sometimes think about it, G-Man. When I say we, I mean collectively. Some of us, we go out and spend hundreds of dollars on the name, brand, this, that, and the other. People who don't like you, people who don't want you to have the stuff, but we go spend all that money. But the minute one of your brothers or sisters say, yeah, that's $3 or whatever that is, $3. Oh, well, I could go to this over here. The China man, they gonna give it to me for $1. So yeah, we got to change our mindset. It's like, but you just forked out a bunch of money to the Gucci, the Uchi, the Louis, the all these other people, and then bad enough. Oh, that's because when I walk out, I want everybody to see that I got the double G's and the LVs and all these other things. But let your brother ask you to buy something. I'm like, I got to pray on it. I need to pray. I need to see it. Why? You know, that's a lot of money. Why? Can I get a discount? So you got to stop that. Okay. Because you don't walk into the white people store and ask them for a discount. You know why? Because you value them and you know better. Don't do it to black people.
What movie was that? I'm gonna get you, sucker. Chris Rock and Isaac Hayes.
What I say? Can I? How much for $2 or $3?
A rib. How much do you want? One stack of ribs. No, one.
Like you want to haggle with black people. But white people say it's $30 for a chicken wing. Okay. And then you get on Facebook and tell everybody I paid $30 for this. Yeah, go on over there and get you a $30 chicken wing.
You guys want to hear something crazy? I volunteer at the hardware shop, right? And I'm telling you, I've seen it all there. You're coming to the hardware shop for a specific reason, right? So you're at the Ace Hardware, you're there. You need this, your pipe just busted. Okay, here's what you need, boom. How much is it? Whenever I hear that, it's like, does it matter? You need it. Does it matter?
Right. Shirley, yeah, I should have read your comment. It says white people can afford to lower their prices and don't, but our people still go and pay high prices and don't complain. Yeah, so we got to stop doing that to ourselves. But again, that's because we don't have a value on each other. You think you could go in somebody's black establishment or whatever and haggle them down? It's like, I mean, I'm telling y'all, I have my own PR consulting business. I do free consultations in case y'all ever need some help. You need some advice on, how to conduct an interview, right? Going for an interview. You need to learn how to speak better or just advice on whatever it is. I give it all, right? But I've had people talking about, do you need your money right now? Did I give you my services? Well, yeah, I'm just saying, if you don't, what kind of do you need your money right now? So you pocket watching me? Like I got to be in dire straits to collect the money that I earned because I did, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, so I don't want to run our people low, but yeah, we got to stop that. We do.
I will say in my defense, I paid Demetra on time.
It wasn't Donovan. It was somebody. Donovan know him. Do you need your money right now? So trust me, I know. I love our people though. My daddy was a mechanic his whole life, right? And he had to hold people car keys quite a bit. Well, then can I give you half? Sucker, did I do half the work? Did you get in your car and have to do like the Flintstones? Because I did have, no, right? But his clientele were black people. A lot of them, were great. But a lot of them were just, well, can I go ahead and give you half? You know damn well if I give you the keys and you give me half, I'm going to be having to chase you down for the rest of my money. The answer is no. But I used to tell my dad this. Tell these people to go to Pep Boys and ask them, hey, run me the keys and I'll give you half. And tell them to see what reaction they get. So the reaction they get at Pep Boys, why should mine be any different? You know what I mean? It's lunacy.
Well, it's the same thing. I see videos of the sisters that go into the nail shops and the hair shops, and then they don't want to pay. We got to get out of that too, because we do it to ourselves. Ladies, if you know you don't have enough money for the hair or the tip or whatever the deal is, stop making these people get cases. It's just, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And, and to that point, it's not just black women who do it. It's all types of women who do it. I don't think anybody should do it. If you get a service and you don't pay for it, it's stealing. And I think you should have the fullest extent of the law come down on you because, and listen, y'all know, your girl got stories for real. I used to be a cosmetologist and I'm going to tell you right now, I have had some negresses sit in my chair, get their hair done and talk about, I'm going to come back and pay you in 2 weeks. I'm 19, 20 years old when I first got my cosmetology license, and it's partially why I stopped doing it, because I was like, oh hell no, hell no, hell no. I can't keep having y'all sit y'all selves in my chair, do your hair, and then be like, oh, I'm gonna be back in 2 weeks, because I get paid when you know damn well that you didn't have no money when you came sat down. But see, I'd have been wrong if I'd have poured some water on your head. Then we probably would have been getting them up. But again, y'all remember I'm a kid, right? So I know what that's like to have people get a service from you and then do the absolute worst. I mean, it's very deflating to somebody who has worked hard to do a service, and you like what I did, and then you don't want to pay me. The hubris of it all, to think that you would sit in my chair and say, oh, by the way, I ain't got your money. See, if I would have back of your head, then you would have been mad. Angela says 12 tribes on earth is owned, and she black owned, I think you meant, and she makes her own hair products. She also ships. I buy it all natural products. She's on Etsy. Okay, so 12 tribes. I'm gonna write all this down so I can have my daughter, because I don't, she does all this working.
Albie Chill says, y'all see that Asian band that likes to co-play HBCU bands? Yeah, what's that that K-pop band that's dressing like Michael Jackson?
I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
No, it's they in Korea somewhere, I think. And they doing the the Southern bands, the HBCU bands, it's a mess. But it's like, how y'all don't like black people, but y'all over there. And then the song they was dancing to was it was a Cameo song. Can't think of the name of it, but I'm like, Cameo. It was an old Cameo song.
I just want to be, or something like that,
And I'm like, but y'all hate black people though. Just hijack the whole HBCU band culture. It was sad to watch. I did see that, Albert Chill. All right, so let me see. Going down. Freedom Fighter, how you doing? It says 2 trillion spending power, and is $2 trillion of business building, economic transfer, black businesses is generational wealth. 100%. We gotta, just keep that mindset in front of us, right? Daryl, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see who else came up in here. It's hot, y'all. It's steamy. It's very steamy. It's very hot. Expatriate, what's going on with you? Says we fought to eat lunch at lunch counters. They said, come on. No, they spit in that food. Donovan, can you give us your spiel on what happened? Would give us your spiel
on which one?
The seasonless soup.
Oh, this. No, I can't. Donovan
has a spiel, and I use it all the time, where he says we fought to eat they seasonless soup. Try to think about it, like you fought to go eat next to them the casseroles with peas and carrots and barely salt and pepper and soup. Everybody goes eat next to white people. I want to eat their soup. Move over.
No flavor whatsoever. Just gonna go eat.
Just so you can be seen coming up out of the Woolworths, after you done ate the soup and they have some other ingredients that they mixed in there real good, talking about hair. And you were so happy. Child, I went to the Woolworths, child. I ate the soup and crackers. I was going to say something else, but I won't get in trouble here. I ate the soup and crackers, and yes, it was really good. And damn well it wasn't good, but you just want to go tell people you ate with white people, which is insane.
Right. It's like Santa Monica, some of the high-end restaurants over there. People just go there. The food is terrible in some of those restaurants, bland. And people will pay $300, $400 just to sit down there and eat it.
And there's like, somebody got their booty up here. I just noticed the picture. Say African, Caribbeans, and Latinos, the three of them love to shop at Asian businesses. Yeah, Asian businesses, they got great deals or whatever sometimes, but they got horrible dispositions when it comes to people, especially black people. So I don't care if they was giving it away for almost free. I'm not going to be up in there, I think everybody else, it's not just Asians. I think everybody else has eaten off of black folks enough. At what point do we eat off of ourselves, right? Let's see. Buckhorse says, hey, it's the champ. You talking about Muhammad Ali. Poppy says, I want to see a gang of black-owned Asian food places and stay. No, I knew you wasn't gonna act right. I can't read the rest of that. Let's see who else is on here. Tremaine, how you doing? Says Trader Joe's is where it's at. Or the trade jobs, rather. Trader Joe's. Trade jobs is where it's at. Yeah, there's a lot of money in that. And we don't have a conversation about teaching our children trades. Because like Donovan said, we end up going to everybody else to fix our cars, whatever it is, but we need to get back to that.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when I sit and I waste time, I'm watching these shows and you see these dating shows where the girls, they don't want to date blue collar guys, but see what they don't understand is blue collar men make a lot of money. Those guys, what are those, the port workers? Those guys make six figures. Be a plumber, be a, whatever. They make good money, but because they do jobs that are construction, those guys make great money. But because they do manual labor type jobs, they get discontinued, like they don't make any money. And it's really sad that we don't push our children and our people into those trades.
Yeah, we just got to keep having those conversations because, like you said, they make a lot of money. And listen, I know a lot of sisters that be like, give me a blue collar man because they do make a lot of money, right? And just the thought of a blue collar man, oh my God, it's so masculine, I mean, I'm for real. Ain't nothing like seeing a blue collar man at the end. Came home from work, he smelled, it's like he been working. He might have some. Man, don't get me started. Don't get me started because he can fix stuff.
Yes, he can fix stuff. And ladies, he's at work. He's at work.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know who these women are. I don't want no blue collar man. I mean, I'm not saying anything about white collar men or whatever. A working man is a working man. But yeah, that blue collar men, yes, Lord. Let's see. James says, I want to open a beauty shop and call it a Soul Glow. Go ahead and let me know. I'll come over there. Maybe you can grease my scalp or something. And Jenny, you say my toenails clip crazy. You say you had to soak your feet last night. Yeah, there's a lot of things the sister's gonna have to do on our own. I don't really do anything to my nails. I just file them down. I don't really like a lot of long nails, but I file them a couple times a week, or whatever. And I do my own feet. I've always done my own feet for a very long time. It's not hard to do, but we can do it and there's a lot of black owned nail salons and things out there too. So there's options. Pink Drip, how you doing? Says we need more likes. Okay, thank you for those of y'all who have pressed like. Thank you. Yeah, Average Logical, thank you. How you doing? Says great topic, Dimitri and Donovan. I hope we keep this going forever. Actually, me and you both. Let's pray. Brenda King, what's going on? There's a lot of y'all in the chat, so I'm gonna try to make sure I get everybody at least once. Jasmine says yes. Lisa Cabrera has a hairline too. Yeah, y'all go check her out. Go check her out. And Donovan's follically challenged, but that's okay, Hello, love. How you doing? Hope that you're having a great day. Scatman, what's going on? Says boycott the dry cleaners and gas station convenience stores. When you see that for rent sign, use that save money to open a spot. Sell the same product from your van or truck in front of their stores. Yeah, California, they let the immigrants do it. They let them prop up their businesses in front of people's brick and mortar stores and sell whatever they want, which is crazy to me.
If you're an American or a black person that's out there doing that, they're looking for your permits. They want to see your permits. They want to see your health inspection. But when it comes to the immigrants, for some reason, they're not being enforced. But another question I have for you, Dimitri, is where's the Boulay? Where's Ricky Smiley? He had a lot to say a couple of weeks ago about leading a horse to water. Now we see a bunch of black people on code doing something together, and we're drinking the water and we're doing it together, but you don't hear nothing from the Boulay, Ricky Smiley, any of these Steve Harveys, any of these Roland Martin. We haven't heard nothing from him in a couple of weeks. So what's going on?
It's not their talking points. I've seen Jamal Bryant, so I would say Jamal Bryant, he's talking about the Asian boycott or whatever. Especially after that one Asian dude was like, man, F y'all be back and all sorts of stuff. I mean, it's not their platform. Their talking points is to keep black folks in the plantation and keep us in a state of, gloom and doom and we shall overcome. That's their talking points, to keep black folks in a state of keep hope alive, hope and change, always hoping, but never achieving. That's their talking points. Make them think they're that close. If you just, fight for us for these voting rights, you don't hear them.
Just get us a few more Democrats in office. Get us a few more Democrats. We just need a few more.
So it doesn't fit their narrative to empower black people. That's not, if you empower black people, then you don't need, I'm gonna say allegedly, their paymasters, the people who allegedly pay them to keep the rest of us asleep. Then if they're empowered, they don't need us. We need them to believe they need us. And of course, the boule, the 10%, right? They've been told that they are the voice of Black America. They speak for us. And a lot of us, I say collectively, have listened to them. You hear what Roland said? We got to listen to Ricky and DL and all them because they, and now a lot of us is like, man, shut up. Shut up. Brother Samuel say, Facebook has another push selling 100% Montana oil, claiming it will grow back hair, but I doubt it. Some people say that it works. I use it in hopes that it will thicken my hair up, but if it don't, that's fine. I'm just not trying to lose any more hair follicles, but as you age, it's just a thing. But I try to hold on to my hair, okay? I do not want to wear wigs. If y'all see me on here with a wig one day, it's because I lost the last follicle and I couldn't swoop it over to the side, right? That one little follicle. So yeah, Rabbit with a gun, how you doing? Say it's a damn shame that when we pull up, we're guaranteed to find some off-code buffoons inside, and that's okay. That they'll get their wake-up call. Some people just they're not emotionally attached to it. That's because they love things more than they love their own people. But one day they'll have a reckoning. We'll do it. I told you so.
Yeah, or they're just boule, and they've already got it like that. What? You didn't go to Howard? You didn't go to Spelman? You weren't a Morehouse graduate? You people don't believe this, but the boule, they are just as bad in some cases, not all, but in most cases, as white supremacy. They're just as bad because they gatekeep, because they want to keep above this level and keep everybody else here. You don't have an elite class if everybody's the same, right? So
correct. Laura Flawless, how you doing? So you have a Flawless Groomers, Black-owned, stress-free luxury dog grooming service in Spring, proudly serving the Woodlands and surrounding areas. Flawless Groomers. So y'all have dogs in the Houston kind of area, Woodlands, Spring. Please check them out. It's important to have your dog groomed, right? And all of that. I don't have animals, but I know people who do, and y'all pay a pretty penny to keep your furry loved ones intact. So yeah, give that money to Black owned businesses because a lot of Black people own pets. Right. So yeah.
Real quick, Margaret Brown says, Donovan, your silence is not the same reason as the Asian silence. You need to speak up for the community and not cower down. So Margaret, I'm assuming that you're saying I should speak up for the Asian community. Well, when we wanted reparations here in California, how many Asians did you hear speaking up and saying, yeah, give the Blacks reparations? We had the study done. Everything was done. How many Asians did you hear speaking up for reparations? When Black people are shot down in the street, how many Asians did you hear speaking of Sandra Blonde and all these other people? When Black people need a hate crime bill, how many Asians did you hear speaking up for us? When the Asian named Kamala Harris said, I'm not going to do nothing specific for Black people. No. What am I supposed to say? I am not here to defend the Asian community when the Asian community won't even defend me. That's my answer.
Yes, indeed. Eric, how you doing? Says, and this is exactly why we can't get anywhere. Many FBAs don't care about Black America, or many BAs rather don't care about Black Americans. Laugh out loud. And not that you aren't. Oh, well, thank you. He says, fine now, but this younger picture of you is a knockout. You were slim and goody. Yeah. I was really slim.
No, she was not a slim goody. No, she was not. That was not the Demetra we wanted to see. She went overboard.
They didn't like when I was that small. They nobody liked it. They're like, you're too small. And I'm like, really? Y'all just jealous. Y'all just hating on me. But yeah, I was told I look like a bobblehead. I don't know if I ever want to get that small. It was pretty small for me, but I like to get somewhere near it. It's I don't know. I worked out quite a bit there, and I was 100% vegan then. So, well, thank you. No reparation, no vote. How you doing? Hope you're well, and thank you. Let's see here. Am I that far behind? I'm just gonna go as far to the bottom as possible. Sunlight says casualties of war was traumatizing. Yes. But that documentary that I'm watching on Netflix, I'm like, my God. Just going down, just going down. So forgive me, y'all. I think I've seen everybody so far. If I haven't seen your comment yet, then I will stop. I didn't realize
Wait,
how far
Miss
behind.
Sweet Talk is in the chat. Oh my
What?
gosh. Yes, Sweets, where you been? We missed you.
I'm going all the way down there. My aunt, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Mike, did you just creep up in here, Mike? Nice. Well,
Mike's
hello,
been here since the
hello.
beginning. Mike's been here since the beginning.
Has he? Yeah, I'm getting
Yeah.
old, y'all. Forgive me. He just hasn't commented a lot. But I'm welcoming and my aunt once again. How you doing? Easy says the Asian brand imitation is hard on the eyes. Oh, the band rather. Yes, it's like, come on, man. What are y'all doing? Copper Granny says it's a shame black shops or stylists have to put signs up for what they won't do, like let you pay next week. People have no shame. Yeah, you know, it's a curse to steal. It's a curse to take from people things that you like. You would like. I'd be scared my fingernails will go bald or something, right? Or my hair will fall out if I were to do that to somebody. That's a curse. To sit yourself down or go somewhere and take and don't pay for it. Like, how dare you? Stealing is so. It's just low, scummy behavior. And then along with the stealing, you lie. No, I didn't. Oh well, you know, or like people who go and dine and dash is like, might you not be afraid that you might get Montezuma's revenge, or you might die from food poisoning or something? Like, see, I think like that. You know, I don't get it. I don't. So let's see here. I'm just going down, y'all. I think I've seen everybody so far. See, Saipool says, "Love your woman." Okay, yeah, you should love your woman. Zapata, what's going on? Says, don't eat Roscoe's chicken and waffles if the cooks are not black. Latino cook overcook the chicken, keep it juicy. Yeah, I would say that's true for Frenchie's chicken out here. They got a bunch of freaky Frenchie's chickens, but I'm not going to just any of them. They got to go with a triple OGs is over there in the third ward. That's I think was the original spot, but yeah, them other ones, like y'all ain't got no business frying no chicken. So I totally agree with you. Just going down to the bottom because I did not realize how far. Miss Sweets, I cannot believe you've been missing in action. Where have you been? Where have you been?
I think Miss Sweets is cheating on me and she's got a new boo. That's what I think's happening here.
I mean, can you blame her?
Hey, I've been volunteering, honey. I've been volunteering.
I don't blame her. Like, I cheat on you too. I'm just playing. Margaret, how you doing? So Donovan, okay. You read that one already about it, but how you doing? How you doing? Okay, so I think I'm catching up. Easy. You say D with the Ebenezer Tabernacle First AME Episcopal fan is Kim. Yeah, listen, I got to do whatever I got to do. It be hot up in here, and y'all know I'm old, so I get hot flashes sometimes, and the best way, and some of the ladies know I can describe to you as a hot flash is somebody put an oven inside of your body and they turn it up slowly. Okay. Starts off kind of warm. Then they keep turning up, and they leave it at like 400 for like 5 minutes. And then you just start cooking from the inside out and you just start sweating and there's nothing you could do. And then it goes away until it comes back again. It's terrible. Lady D was going on, says buy a shed and turn it into a business, save you a lot of money. Yeah, you could do that. I'll talk about all the time. We all knew of the candy lady, right? Usually there's a candy lady in every neighborhood. You'll get you some pickles, some suckers, whatever it was. And that was a business for her. Jonelle says it's still Calvin Candy. And he says Stephen, very few Jangles. Okay. They not about that life. Arthur, how you doing? It says they need to listen to the aunties and get a man who is starting his life career and get the pain with him in the beginning. Yeah, you know what? Listen, I personally don't have. I'm 55. I don't know how much I can, be starting from scratch with a man when I was in my 20s and 30s. Yeah, sure. But yeah, I agree with that. You got a man who is trying. And I'm like, if you could take care of yourself, then I take care of myself. We could put what we got together. Of course, we're married, right? Because I'm not going to be shacking up with nobody. Then we can make something out of something. But, I just say there's levels to that. And I'm going to say this, and I'm not trying to be the incendiary or divisive, but white women they're not told to get you a man that's struggling you know. And I know Umar told that big, oh, I almost cussed, a big fat lie about all the white women get with the brothers when they struggling. That's a damn lie. That was debunked the other day, or a month ago, and that white girl was telling her sister how to hook you a black man. So they damn sure not getting it. Like I said, you don't see these women pulling up the Amazon warehouse picking their brother up. They waiting on the side of the field. But we got to get a man and got to scrub. Listen, I don't mind struggling. Well, like I said, I'm not finna do. I'm too old. Okay, I get the premise, but I get in trouble when I say this. But I know there's a lot of sisters who done struggled. I said struggled with a brother and helped him get on up, and then he got on out with another woman. Okay, so as all the women used to say, my daughter's grandmother said, I wouldn't buy a man a Pepsi Cola. Like, golly. And I understand.
No, wait. Didn't she say a pair of shoes?
No, her father's mom. She told me I wouldn't buy a man Pepsi Cola. Okay. And the other women, yes, I've heard, you know, don't buy a man a pair of shoes. He's gonna use to walk out of your life in it and go walk into another woman's life. So the premise is, not that you can't do nothing for a man. That man should really be yours, right? Like y'all married, y'all doing things for each other. But basically, when women try to do too much for a man that's not yours, that hasn't given you a commitment, yeah. And I think, and this is something I had to learn. As women, when we do the heavy lifting for men, y'all are men innately by nature, right? That might be cool for y'all at first, but deep down inside, y'all want to provide, right? And y'all want to be with a woman who's going to be like, can you help me? I don't know what I was
It gives us purpose. It gives us purpose, right?
But some women be like, don't you worry, I got to sit down. I got it. I'm going to take care of you. And so that man be like, ew. That, you know, it kind of, I don't know.
It's too manly. It's too manly. Yeah.
He want to feel like I got it. I don't need, let's sit down. I figure it out. But you got a lot of women, I'll figure it out for you, Buster.
Yeah, so but they're saying in the coming months and years, with a lot of the blacks losing their jobs, especially the successful black women that were laid off in that thing, that there's going to be a lot of foreclosures in the black community, those homes that the black women have invested in. Because let's face it, you didn't outright buy the house. You probably got a loan from the bank. So your loans are all messed up. But what we got to start doing is teaching our grandchildren and the next generation the quickest way to wealth in any society is marriage, is being married or having a partner there with you. You know, this lunacy of, oh, I'm gonna do it on my own. It's ridiculous. I'm on my own. No, I'm not struggling. But hey, if I had somebody that would pay half of this, I would even have a greater life than I have now. You know what I mean? So, you know, we really got to get out of this. Yeah, but they don't act right.
See, Donovan,
I know they're not young enough. And they're not young enough.
See, I know a lot of sisters that are going and sop Donovan up with a biscuit. But well, I don't know about her. Well, she got, see, that's what I'm saying. Y'all be doing too, get you a good sister somewhere and sit down.
No, I get it. But the thing is, for our young people, for the next, you know, we're cooked. We're done. But for the younger people, our younger ladies, we got to start teaching our daughters and our young men especially for them, the quickest way to wealth and financial success is to get a partner, marriage, or whatever. Look at all the incentives you get in tax breaks when you're married. It's ridiculous that a majority of black folks, 70% of our household are held by single parents. And you got all those tax incentives out there that you can take advantage of. So we got to start changing the narrative on that.
Okay, so Lisa Cabrera's product is 12 Tribes on Earth. I went maybe like, I don't know, 2 months ago, and whatever it was I was looking at, she was sold out. So that's good. Sounds like she sells out, you know, pretty good. And we want our people to be sold out. That means that, yes, you know, they're making some money and stuff.
Yes. And Lisa Cabrera, she sometimes pops in on the show. So
yeah. Kelly, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Sister B, you said it looked like I was a 9-10 in that picture. No, I was a 4. No black woman my size got no business being no size 4. None. I'm closer to that now. About 9, 10 now, But I lift some weights and stuff for to not grow old, for really, to be honest with you. Let's see. Pastor Rick. Yeah, I'll be having this hot boy. I tell you what, having a hot flash is not for the weak. I be getting ready in the morning, like trying to do my hair, and I'm just like, oh, I gotta step outside, out of my bathroom, and it'd be a lot of just be dripping sweat. And God forbid I'm having a hot flash when I'm working out. It's a lot. I sweat a lot. Just going down. Hey, one who cares, how you doing? Yeah, Miss Sweets. I wouldn't buy a man a Pepsi Cola, and I get it now. When I first heard her say, I'm like, damn, she a cold piece, but I get it. He gonna go share it with another woman, right? Yeah, he should be buying you a Pepsi Cola. But again, I'm speaking of, we in relationships, we married. I'm not talking about, and that's the other thing too. I think we live in a society where we make people who are not married to, in a sense, our husbands and wives. It's like there's no commitment there. Why are you spending all this money on a woman or a man that you're not married to? And I'm just saying to women, let men be men. Okay. And the other side of that too, don't take his manhood or try to take his manhood because he can't go out and buy you a big giant Mercedes. And when you know the man working at Amazon, okay, you probably ain't gonna get. But if he has some dreams and things like that while he's working, you can help him achieve. Okay, great. But to demand that he buys you stuff, and actually the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan talked about that. Don't be trying to break his back. If he's doing the best he can, keeping a roof over your head, and you got the basics and things like that, be very grateful until he can do better. But let a man be a man. And if that's something as simple as, hey, you want to go out to, I don't know, get an ice cream or something? Sure, honey. Yes. I want a T-bone steak with my ice cream. What kind
on
of
the first
man
date?
you?
On the first date.
I'm gonna just say this: y'all some suckers for taking these women out to for hundreds of dollars. I mean, like, why are you doing that? Why are you spending hundreds of dollars? Why are you spending $100 on a woman you don't know if you want to talk to again? Take it, like I said, for some coffee. I know there's some women out. You can't buy me no coffee, well, then we can't hang out. Okay, you can't be my woman. I can't buy you a cup of coffee because I want to see if I want to buy you dinner. Like, that's what we got to get. You may not be worthy of me digging in my pocket to take and buy you dinner. You might not deserve a bologna sandwich out of my refrigerator. I need to see what your attitude is like.
Well, in defense of the men, I can say a lot of us, we don't mind supersizing. We don't mind if you guys want to do that.
Yeah, then y'all want a trampoline for the supersize. It's like, you crazy.
Of course. But ladies, the best advice I can give, especially I have nieces, and I always tell them, marry before you carry. A lot of women are sabotaged when the children are introduced, and it just side rails a lot of your ambitions and dreams. And I bet you a lot of women in the comments know what I'm talking about and probably have experienced that themselves. But we got to teach the next generation better.
Yeah, I mean, we got to input expectations, and hello to everybody. You say, oh, saying don't fatten the frog for a snake. And a lot of women do that. I'm going to just help him. I'm going to spend all this money. I'm going to build him up. I'm going to make him all that he can be. And he doesn't have to worry about anything. And then because he don't feel like a man around you, he get with a woman who is very dainty. And she's a damsel in distress. And, oh gosh, could you help me? I need you to help me. And he's like, yeah, testosterone, get the row. And then, pretty soon he over there helping her do some heavy lifting, if you know what I mean. But he done helped them get on up. Don't do that. No man, how you doing? Says he wants a young Asian woman. What? Who? T Dub was going on, says a little bit of our own beats a whole lot of somebody else's. Come on now. Mr. Ernest, how you doing? I hope that you're doing well. Common Man says, poor women blame Eve. Yeah, she's a horrible human. Horrible. Look what she did to us.
And if you think about it, ladies, I don't do the dating apps, but I hear like guys that talk about it. I don't know if you guys are getting on those dating apps just to validate yourself or make yourself feel better. But if you're not into serious dating, don't get on those apps. Just don't do it. If you're not doing all that. You're going back to your baby daddy, all that other stuff. Stop wasting people's time. This is why guys are going overseas. Well, one of the reasons, they're going to other groups and stuff like that. Just be intentional in your dating. Be intentional.
I was gonna say something, but then I had to glue my lips together real. Mm-mm. No, Dimitri, you need to learn, as my dad would say, you need to learn how to be shut mouth sometimes. Okay. Facts, not feelings. How you doing? Says peace and love, family. This is where I enter the chat. I bet. Says so. What happened if another woman who is not black buys you a Pepsi Cola and then tell him not no problem of them? What then he go do the voodoo you do so well with that woman. If it takes a Pepsi Cola for you to leave or whatever, then I just feel like this facts, not feelings, and I love you, so this is not toward you. I'm not trying to be with every man. I just need to be with one. Okay. And if a man is mad because I won't buy him a Pepsi Cola, then go to the woman that will buy you a Pepsi Cola. It just ain't your Pepsi cup of Pepsi or whatever it is. But I'm not competing with nobody. The man that it will be for me, I won't have to compete for him. That's kind of how to see it. Whether she's Asian, Hispanic, black, whoever she is, I'm not about to be competing with no other woman over no man. Hell no. I will beat by my damn self before I get out there like the competing for a man Olympics. The Pepsi Cola Olympics, right? My Pepsi is colder, honey. Come over here. No. Let's see. 44 Roddy, what's going on? Says a woman you don't even barely know. Yeah, can y'all tell me that why y'all taking these women out to that buying them all this hundreds of dollars and on this food and stuff, and then she say, "Oh, I'm good. I don't want to date you no more." And then y'all get all on the internet. Oh, women are horrible. Get your passports. Save yourself, brothers. And it's like, you the sucker. Nobody told you to spend $200, $300, $400 on a woman you didn't know. What's wrong with you, man? Do you got low self-esteem? And like money is impressive to a woman, but like I'm just speaking to me. Maybe I'm just too old at this point. For me, a man having a backbone, that's impressive. Like I wouldn't want no man. And a lot of y'all be spending all you got trying to impress these women. It's like the woman. But hold on, the woman for you will understand when you break out a coupon. She'll be all right with that. She ain't gonna judge you because you broke out a coupon. She'll be like, baby, I like a frugal man.
I got an answer to why in most cases that scenario happens. Most cases when a man is doing all that to try to impress a girl on the first date is because he was raised with a father not in his life. You will find that his father was not in his life, because if his father was in his life or he had a positive male role model, they would have given him the game a long time ago. And that's just facts. That man is that's trying to buy this all stuff. That's a trait of a woman. I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna try to impress. No, if you're just a man and you're who you are, you ain't got to do all that. You're who you are. That's it, baby. Look, we going to Burger King. You got a problem with that? Oh, you do? Because real men know there are more women in the world than there are men. So if you don't want to be on my program, we'll go to the next. You will find that most men that will spend that type of money are raised by a single mother or whatever the deal is, and their father was not in their lives or a positive male role model. Because I'm telling you, real men will give you the game.
I mean, that may be true in some cases, but a lot of men are tricked. Well, I won't say a lot of men, okay? But there are some men who are tricks, and they teach their sons to be tricks. Now, trick, and my definition is spending money on women, trying to please the woman, spending money, paying bills on a woman that's not yours. You a trick. Right. And then when that woman is like, oh, I want to see other people or whatever, then you get mad. Ain't nobody told you to spend that kind of money. You should have told, listen, if you become my woman and eventually you become my wife, then yeah, I do what I can for you. But all this spending all this money on, hell no. Right. But yeah, some of these men learn from their daddies because they suckers and marks. In fact, I'm feeling, it says you have to compete for your man. I don't think so. I just be coming in last place. I will. They'd be like, you didn't even place. Don't come back here no more. You didn't even get out the block. You just stayed in the block. Didn't even, when they said on your marker said go, you just sat down. You wasting time and space. Yeah, Miss Sweets. Not every man just won. And I think and then for men too, y'all are y'all competing to be with every woman or just find that one woman that's for you? I don't do dating apps. I don't even know what they look like.
Yeah, well, men are programmed to procreate with as many women as we can, but
y'all ain't got that kind of money though.
Right, exactly. You ain't got that kind of money.
Kind of time because you only got 2 minutes.
Well, 2 minutes. How many women can you impregnate in an hour setting?
I mean, it sounds good. We trying to get what every woman can.
I know women don't want to believe that, but if men weren't programmed the way we are, the human race would die out. We are programmed to procreate with as many women as possible. And I guarantee you, if I ask all the brothers in the chat if they agree with me and put a 1 in there, you'll see nothing but 1s in there. Because again, if I could have you, Miss Sweets, Sunlight, so on, so forth, and get away with it, I would do it. I would do it.
Yeah. He said buying meals is not a female trait. Gen X women didn't generally pay for meals. Gen X males did back in the day. Yeah, I'm Gen X. And I remember that, you know. I didn't remember we going half. You got 50-50. Right.
Look at the ones in the chat. If we could have multiple women, we would do it. That's just a man trait. I know it's hard for women to understand the psyche of that. We're just programmed that way.
I mean, I ain't arguing with you. I'm just saying, you know, but do what with her? What would you do with her?
A lot of things. Trust me, a lot of things.
You only 2 minutes. It's not a lot of things.
Ladies, that would be the greatest 2 minutes of your life.
I'm gonna be clean. It's Sunday, and I'm a lady. King Noble says, "You think lobster? You're thinking lobster. I'm thinking Burger King."
And Miss Sweet, I didn't say at the same time. I just said if we could have multiple women, we would do it. If I could have you. Now, multiple at the same time, it's a fantasy for a lot of guys. It's a fantasy, but I'm a realist. That would never happen for me. It's something I would dream about, but in reality, I agree with you, Demetria. 2 minutes won't be enough to serve.
She'll be gone quick. All 2 of them be gone. Okay. And they be on the way out the door. They talk about you. You did what? What was that?
Exactly. My reputation is much too important.
Gone. They be all up in these private Facebook groups. He got 2 minutes, y'all. Don't waste your time.
Well, we heard about Diddy. The tape on Diddy came out. So.
I heard about it. I didn't delve into it, you know, but Diddy got a lot of money. Okay. So there's a lot of women who, for the money. And be like, when it's over, I could have had a V8. Y'all, thank you so much for that. It's much appreciated. Thank you for everybody that has donated. Much appreciated. Thank you. Yeah, I see all the ones in the chat.
Yeah, Sister B5159. She says Hogene. Well, you could call it that, but then again, 1/3 of all births in the United States from a woman, the father's not the father. So what gene would we give a woman?
Men can be hoes too. I don't know why y'all keep up with this foolishness.
No. I agree with her. But if it's a hoe gene for us, what do we call women who are 1/3 of all births in the United States? The father's not the father. I think that'd be a hoe gene too.
I mean, yeah, you know, hoeing goes both ways, right? So I see y'all all putting all the ones up in there. I mean, you know, there's some women who will probably be with more than one. You might have to, ladies at this age. These men, you know, they need the blue pills. Talking about just give me a couple hours, I'm gonna be in that thing. Or I didn't mean it like that.
No. There's another thing I saw on YouTube. It's a commercial that's going on YouTube. Tell me if you guys have seen it. It's some kind of new pill to where it's more mind controller. I don't know what it is, but it's something new they're advertising now.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much romantic that would be. Just give me a couple hours, baby. Man, I tell you what, it's gonna be the best time of your life. Be 2 in the morning, then he trying to tap you on the shoulders like if you don't take yourself to sleep, okay? Facts not feeling. You say the man of the house have some work to do with his wives. Yeah, for real. Like y'all want why all these women? Like I said, I'll be part of a harem or whatever you call it. I just be the one that makes sure all the other ladies are straight. I pay the bills. I make sure the food is done. I make sure that they cook the food one every day. Each day of the week they have a time where they cooking the food right, and I'll make the calendar and all that, and do all your doctor's appointments. Say, hey doctor, he's almost out of blue pills. Can you give him a refill? I'll be that lady in the house, but all that, the trampoline, them, you can't trampoline below the name no more, okay? I'm just making sure everything's running efficient.
Now, if given the opportunity and your sister was available, I would be on that in a heartbeat. You know that.
I know that. I know. But, you be careful what you ask for, okay? Be careful what you ask for. Should be a wealthy woman. Sunlight says, get you a Morris Chestnut, ladies. He found him a good woman and cashed out. Yeah, he sat down. What, like 30 years or something like that they've been together? So, yeah, he sat down.
Brothers, do a Tyrese. Make a mistake twice.
You stupid. You stupid. Barry, how you doing? Says, don't leave. I just tuned in. Please don't leave. We've been here 2 hours. I didn't know we've been here that long. Look how time goes by so fast. My Lord. Well, we here for now. Five, how you doing? Did I say hi to you? I don't remember saying hello to you. If not, hello. I'm going all the way to the bottom. I think I saw everybody. Brother Sammy says, it says Ruji, ready, or something like that. It's supposed to stimulate your mind as well. So is that what it is? Central, how you doing? I have a hard time understanding her. Me? I that happens sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah, what's her name? Said Blue Chew is the name of that new pill that they're advertising on the internet. It's called Blue Chew.
I don't know I don't even know what that is. Yeah, it's Miss Weiss. I'd be the madam. Hey, ladies, listen. When he get home, make sure he has a beer, make sure his slippers are there and his newspaper. He probably don't read, but just make sure his newspaper is there anyway. Remote control, whatever it is, if it's your day of the week to do whatever, to get the 2 minutes of fun, make sure that you show up and you're happy to get it pretend, right? Ooh, or whatever it is you need to do. That would be my job in the house, okay? Because if he complains, then we're going to have to try to figure, I might have to write you up or something.
Right. Wasn't that a scene in Lady Sing the Blues when she was at the cat house and stuff like that? Scatman Crothers was in there in his long johns.
Oh, yeah. Right. So
Sunlight says, you and your Speedos can go, Donovan. And by the way, Miss Sunlight, it's my last week at the hardware store. So I will be back in operation with you guys. You see me doing more videos with Demetra. I'm doing more on my podcast. And the Speedos will be heading back to the Dominican Republic in a couple of weeks. So I will be back to my normal self. And I'm going to tell you guys this. Volunteering is a good thing. If you guys can volunteer and you have the time to do it. I've done what I could for the homeless vets in my area. But I'm going to say this. Working after being retired for so long, even if you're just volunteering, is not for me. I'm not going to do this no more because seeing at the level of the people that I've been dealing with, it has turned me off completely. So next time I will just write a check and just call it a day. I am not going to do it anymore. I've been off for about 8 months, just doing this.
Yeah.
Raised a significant amount of money and I'm very proud of that. But no, it's not for me. I'd rather go and take my Speedos and go on tour because I know you ladies are waiting. Sunlight, I will be in Florida one day with the Speedos. Meet me on Destin Beach, somewhere in Destin, Florida, or something like that.
And Sunlight, please make sure you're out of town when he shows up, okay? And I'm apologizing to the ladies in the DR in advance. He's on his way with the Speedos, and I'm sorry. I apologize.
The water is very cold this time of year.
Nope, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to be quiet because it might be. Is it cold all the time though? Is it cold? Because you go kind of different times throughout the year. So the water cold just in general.
For those that don't know, Caribbean waters are very, very cold. So if you guys ever go down there, it's very cold. Okay.
Yeah, Barry says, Demetria, now you know if they see that body that you got, they won't. I put a lot of clothes on now. As I think old women should, or older women. I think we should put clothes on. Somebody said to me the other day, and yeah, I remember I used to wear, short, they wasn't that short now, but dresses show my legs. I said, yeah, that's when I was younger. Glow the Dean can't be out there, booty cheeks hanging out and no. We need Glow the Dean to put some clothes on, right? We need Glow the Dean to teach the younger girls that hey, you got to be out here with some dignity and respect. I said respect. You got to put you got to show them how to do it. So it's a question of could you, but then should you? I don't like seeing older ladies out there looking like, man, what do you? And she might be fine, but it's like, when do you grow up? So, yeah. I just try to put clothes on when I go outside. I just Southern Lady Brown, how you doing?
Yeah, for the somebody saying Speedo's crazy work. You guys. Yeah, it's just like that. For you guys that don't know, for you guys that do not know, European Speedos outside of the United States, that's what they wear, right? Demetria will tell you that. And here's the thing. Demetria, we were in the Seychelles. I have my Speedos on. What happened to me when I just had walking around minding my own business with my Speedos?
Don't miss that train. He was in the water. Don't miss that party train. And then a white lady came up and says, ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't.
She was an Italian white lady, was trying to talk to me about something. I don't know if she wanted me to go back to her villa with her and her husband. I don't know what she was saying.
I was standing out. I was on the sand and I was like, I am telling. Donna was out there just having a lovely old conversation with her. Came up, she looked like some leather, right? She looked like some leather in a black bathing suit. Donovan standing out there talking. I took a picture. I wish I knew where it was, but I was like, I'm sure telling. That white lady was trying to pick Donovan up. You had to be there.
When you go overseas, you are a commodity. These European women, even when I'm in the DR, you got these old looking European women with the young Dominican men. Yeah, bumps in a bump. Yeah, just like that.
Listen, we gonna get it. Yes, Roddy, I'm telling you, she looked like leather. I was like, what will Donovan do? What was y'all talking about? I don't think I ever know what y'all was talking for quite a minute.
Yeah, she was asking me to go to the villa. I don't know if she was saying there's a party over there. It was something. She wanted me to go to the villa with her. And I was just like, isn't that your husband or your boo thing over there or something? So
Donovan was about to be trafficked.
Yeah, exactly.
He was gonna be sprawled out somewhere.
But fellas, get your passports because we are a commodity overseas. Trust me.
Y'all, we're going to get out of here, but we'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Central Time. So in the meantime, you have a great rest of your evening. Peace.